So our today's topic is ionic and covalent bonding. This is our last topic today, and in this topic actually we will learn that how atoms combine and they form compounds in chemical reactions, or in chemical reactions how the atoms combine together, in what ways the atoms combine together and make or complete its reaction. Okay students, so our first and the topic is this ionic bonding. Okay, our first topic is this ionic bonding. Students, if you recall my lecture for this unit, which we had discussed already, that what are ions? Can you recall that lesson? What are ions? In that we had learned that ions are always formed when one atom loses or gain its electron. I hope every one of you can recall that lesson. Okay, so an ion is formed, if you know that I told you that ion is the charged particle of an atom. It's the charged particle of an atom. Okay, and I had given you the example of sodium and chlorine. Do you remember, students? Okay, I hope all of you now have started recalling that. So today, again, I will start the ionic bonding with the same example. So how the ionic bonds are made, or what is ionic bonding? Ionic bonding is the bond which is formed by the when an atom loses an electron and the other atom gains that electron, then an ionic bond is formed. But before going into its example, students, today I want to tell you that why the atoms do this um, uh, process of losing an electron and gaining an electron. Why they do this? In chemistry, actually, the elements, they try to become stable. They want to be stable. So how the atoms become stable? When they complete their octet, or when they complete their outer shell with good or with stable number of atoms. What does I mean by that? According to scientists, for the stability, each atom has to follow the octet rule. Okay, students? This is called octet rule. In science, octa means 8. Okay? So all the atoms try to, not necessary, but they try to complete their outer shell with 8 electrons, either by gaining, either by losing. Okay, students? Either by gaining or by losing. Because this octet rule makes the atoms stable. And atoms can survive only when they are in a stable condition. Okay, students? So I'm going to start with the example of ionic bonding now. As I told, what are ions and why atoms, they lose or gain electrons? Because they want to complete their outer shell. Now we will start with, again we will start with sodium atom today. Okay, we learned that in sodium there are 11 protons, 11 neutrons. So that is why we have to adjust 11 electrons. And according to that rule, what we had learned, that 2 electrons in the first shell, isn't it, students? Then How many electrons I will adjust over here? 8 electrons. Yes, I will adjust 8 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 and 2, how many it becomes? It becomes 10. Now how many electrons actually I have to adjust? 11. So my one electron is there which I have to adjust in this outer shell. So when a single electron is in this atom, it makes this sodium atom as an unstable atom because of this lone pair of electron, or because of this single electron, this sodium become unstable. So there are only two conditions for this sodium. Either it gains an electron and make a pair and become stable, or it loses its electron to another one and becomes stable. So normally we have another example of chlorine, which has 17 protons, 17 neutrons. So in the first shell, I will adjust 2 students according to the rule. In the next shell, I will adjust 8 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? And then in the last shell, because 7 electrons are still there, I have just adjusted 10 electrons. 7 electrons are still there. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this 7th one will be there. So I hope every one of you can see that over here, this single pair is making this chlorine unstable, and this sodium last electron is making it unstable. So because of this instability, these electrons, either sodium will share it electron to this chlorine, or this chlorine will share this electron. But generally what happens, because in sodium atom it is having only one electron in its outer shell, so preferably this electron will try to shift towards this chlorine, and when this electron in this outer shell will be given to chlorine, automatically this last shell will no more exist, and then you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sodium again follow that octet rule, and because of that octet rule, sodium becomes a stable atom. Okay, and over here when chlorine will gain this extra electron, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it also becomes stable. So I have drawn this line over here. This will help to make the bond, means joining or combining of these two atoms, and that is called as ionic bond, and that is called ionic bond. Okay, so that is called as NaCl. Okay, that is called as NaCl. I hope you have understand. Although I have okay, I have eliminated this last shell, but actually it is existing over here. But now this atom is basically over here. That's why I removed it. So the bond which has been made in between these two atoms because of the loss and gain of electrons, that is why this bond has been made, and that bond is called ionic bond, because in that condition sodium becomes the positive ion and the chlorine becomes negative atom. Why? Because I told you students already, any atom which loses electron becomes positively charged, and any atom which gains an extra electron becomes negative atom. And I also told the positive ion is also called as cation. What we call it? Cation. Okay. And the negative, it is called as anion. What we call it? Anion. Okay, students. So this is the one of the example of ionic bonding or ionic bond. I have given you the example of sodium and chlorine. We had already discussed in our topic of ions, but today I have again told you, and I also told you one thing, that why the atoms tend to lose or gain the electrons only because they want to follow the octet rule. What is this octet? Octet means 8. That in most of the cases, atoms tend to complete their 8 electrons in their outermost shell, whatever it will be, either K, M, L, whatever, so that they become stable. If their pair of electrons are not, they are not in the form of pairs, they are not stable, the atom cannot exist in nature uh, properly. Okay, so let's have another example of ionic bonding now. I'm giving you some other example. Now I'm not giving you, okay students, now I'm going to give you another example for this ionic bonding. Okay, now in this case I'm giving you the example of magnesium and oxygen. Okay, magnesium and oxygen. The atomic number of magnesium is 12. Okay, students. So it means in its nucleus we have 12 protons, 12 neutrons. So in the first shell I will add 2 electrons. In the next shell I will add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in the last shell, how many electrons now I will set? I will set 2 electrons, because 10 I have adjusted in the KL shell. Now I will adjust the 2 electrons in its outer shell. Now let's have a look on this oxygen. Oxygen has 8 atomic number. Okay, so 8 neutrons, 8 protons. I hope everyone can see my board clearly. I just hope. If any one of you have any problem, you can raise hand. Then I will give you a more closer uh, view. I hope now you can see more easily. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Good. So now I will adjust 8 electrons. So in the first shell, I will add 2. In the next shell, students, I will add how many? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So if you will look into this example, apparently there is no lone pair in magnesium or in oxygen. Okay, there is no lone pair in magnesium and in oxygen. Over here I have a pair, over here I have all the electrons in pair, but what is missing? That in this case still the atoms are not following the octet rule. So remember students, it doesn't mean that in ionic bonding only, or in even forming of simple ions, only one electron can be shared. No, at a time 2 electrons can be shared, at a time 3 electrons can be shared. The number of electrons gained or lost, then we keep adding the positive and the negative charges according to their number. Anyhow, I will tell you about it later. So in this case, students, now look at carefully, beta, that these 2 electrons are only present in this outer shell, making it again only a pair of electron. So better to remain over here. This magnesium will donate these 2, a collective pair of electron to this oxygen atom. By gaining 2 electrons at a time, this oxygen again follow the octet rule. count it then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Before that, it was having only 6 electrons. When it gained 2 electrons from magnesium, at least it has completed its octet rule. And when it lost its 2 electrons, magnesium, because now this last shell will be diminished, and it will also follow the octet rule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So magnesium also becomes stable, and oxygen also becomes stable by gaining and losing of 2 electrons at a time. And this is also again another example of ionic bond. And in this case, what will be formed? Magnesium oxide will be formed. By combining magnesium and oxygen, magnesium oxide will be formed. Okay, students, I hope you have well understand about ionic bond. The last point about this magnesium oxide is that, student, that remember beta, I told that it never, that only 1 electron can be shared. At a time, 2 electrons can be shared depending on the situation. Over here, oxygen was demanding two electrons to complete its octet rule. So it gained 2 electrons. Okay, so it depends that what is the situation of the atom. Only one thing I want to share over here now. As you have seen that magnesium has lost 2 electrons over here. So when I will write it in its ionic form, I will write 2 plus on it, because it has lost, or it has given 2 electrons. So 2 positive charges we will show. Inshallah, in your higher classes, this will help you that why in certain ions we have only 1 positive sign. In some cases we have 2, in some cases we have 3. Okay, and in the case of oxygen, we will put 2 negative ions or like symbols on it. It means that oxygen has received at a time 2 electrons. That's why protons are 8, but now the electrons are 10 in this case. So because 2 extra negative charges has been gained by oxygen, that's why it is having 2. It will be shown by 2 negative ions. I hope my concept of ionic bonding is clear to you all. Okay, that's good. Now moving towards our next topic, that is the covalent bonding. Okay, what it is? It is again another type of combining atoms. In this ionic bonding, as you have seen, when sodium and chlorine has combined, it made sodium chloride. When magnesium and oxygen has combined, it has made magnesium oxide, means a new compound has been made. So now we will moving towards our next topic, which is called as covalent bonding. What does this covalent bonding suggest? It says that it is not necessary that atoms have only option of gaining or losing electrons. No, even atoms can combine by sharing electrons with each other. Okay, so what the covalent bonding suggests, that it is formed by the sharing of electrons. Okay, students, this bond is made by sharing of electrons. Okay, how it, now I will demonstrate again an example in front of you, and I hope in this way you will also understand about covalent bonding. Okay, students, so let's say I'm taking an example of a simple example for you, that is for hydrogen. Okay, we have discussed already that hydrogen is the lightest, not only the lightest atom of the periodic table, but it is considered as a very small atom, because it is having only 1 electron. That's it, only 1 electron it has. So this is the proton and the neutrons over here. So it has only 1 electron in its outer shell. That's it. This is the whole configuration of hydrogen atom. Okay, so I already told you students that naturally any atom which is having only a single electron or any lone pair of electron, it makes its existence very difficult if it will not have any combined state. Okay, because with this single electron it will be difficult. So what it will do, that we will also take another hydrogen atom. Just a minute. This is its hydrogen electron, another hydrogen atom here. Okay, so what will do, neither it it loses any electron, neither nor this will lose any electron. Rather than both of these atoms, they will just share their electrons with each other, and both are being benefited. I hope you can see both are benefited, and rather it becomes H2. Okay, students, rather it becomes H2. So such type of bonding in which the atoms have shared their electrons, no one has lost, no one has gained. Okay, just shared electrons with each other, and in this way you have seen beta that it becomes H2. It means that now two hydrogen atoms are combined with each other. And in generally, whenever you write this hydrogen in science or in chemistry, you always preferably write it in H2 rather than single H. Okay, inshallah, in your higher classes you will study about it. So in this way you can see that this is another way of bonding, and that bonding in which the electrons have shared by two atoms, this is called as covalent bonding. Okay, students? Okay. Now I will give you another example of covalent bonding, that is again between, and simple example of it is H2O. I'm taking simple examples for you people so that your basic concept will be clear. Then inshallah you will be able to make the examples or the more questions of ionic and covalent bonding with the atoms which have high atomic masses or atomic numbers. Okay, students. So here again I'm going to take another example of again oxygen. We have just done that oxygen is having 8 protons and 8 neutrons. Okay. Now according to 8, I have to fit 8 electrons. So in the first shell I will fill 2. In the next shell I will fill how many? 6 electrons. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So recently I have told there is another option for this oxygen to have some or to gain 2 electrons from some other atom and become stable. But there is another way of making it stable by this covalent bonding, that rather it gain electron from some other atom. Let's have an example of this again, hydrogen with it. Okay, I have just made the atom of hydrogen. It is having proton and neutron and only 1 electron. This is the other hydrogen atom. It is also having only 1 electron. Okay, so again the point is that it is making this hydrogen atom unstable. This single electron is making it unstable. So rather than it shift its electron over here or it shift its electron here, then the hydrogen atom will no more exist in the world. But it cannot happen like this. So what it will do, students, that rather than to do the ionic bonding, they rather share. Hydrogen is sharing its electron over here, and this other atom of hydrogen is sharing its electron over here. And the thing is same, that now this oxygen has shared 2 electrons In this way, this hydrogen has also become stable and this oxygen has also become stable. And what has made out of it? H2, because two hydrogen atoms have involved and one oxygen atom, H2O, has been formed. And I hope that every one of you know what is H2O. It is the chemical formula of water. Yes, it is the chemical formula of water. So this was my today's topic of ionic bonding and covalent bonding. With this, today we have completed our our chapter. And this chapter, I know that it was new, it was difficult for you all, but I tried my level best to teach you in different ways. I will suggest every one of you students that please, on that weekend, every one of you go through by this topic thoroughly. Okay, try to get the concept of each and every topic. I will again repeat all the topics that I have shared the concept of structure of atom. I have told you about the history of the atomic theory, how atom was discovered and what are the contributions of the scientists. Then I have taught you about the chemical symbols. Okay, you just go through by your books please and you will look at what I'm talking about. We have learned about chemical symbols. Then I have told you about the atomic and the mass number. Then I have given you the lesson on how we adjust the electrons in electron shells, how many shells are there in nature, and how we adjust according to which rule. If you recall the rule of 2 and 2, how can we adjust the electrons in it? Then I have told you the concept of ions, how the ions are made. That's why today you were maybe able to understand this concept of ionic bonding more clearly. Then we have learned about the after that we had learned a detail of periodic table, which is very important, how 118 elements have been adjusted, what are the concepts of groups, what are the concepts of these periods, how the electrons are arranged. They are arranged according to their atomic numbers. Okay, then I have told you about this atom, molecule, element, compound, mixture. Then our topic was chemical formula, and today I have explained you about this ionic and covalent bonding. Okay, so this was our chapter number 3. I hope every one of you have understand it well. I have summarized my whole topic today, and I do hope that everyone has clear concept about it. Still, if you have any question or query, you can contact me and you can ask me your problems individually. Okay. So I have assigned you a topic that all of you will must go through by this chapter today. Okay, then inshallah in our next Zoom class we will talk about its exercise at the end of this chapter, because I want to discuss this exercise with you all. It will be a sort of test actually. Okay, because when you will solve this test, it will be easier for you, for me, that it will help me that how much you have understand about it. Okay, so in our next Zoom class, inshallah, I will talk about this exercise of this chapter, but it will be a sort of test. I will tell you before my class that how I will take that test of exercise. So go through by the topic and try to attempt the question answer. Today, inshallah, I will also share the question answers of the rest of the pages. Try to complete your chapter, go through by the chapter, and if you find any difficulty, you can contact me. Right now, if any one of you have any question, you can ask me. Yes. Yes, students. Anyone raise your hand? Raise your hand. Then it will be able me to answer you. Yes. Okay. Muhammad Mas. Muhammad Mas. Okay. Yes. Muhammad Mas.
Ma'am, do we have done the exercise of chapter 2?
No, don't learn it. Okay. I said that you just go through by the whole topic. Okay. And try to attempt this exercise. Okay. Because if you have gone through by the whole chapter, you can easily attempt the exercise. Wherever you will stuck, you can ask me. But on Sunday class, before Sunday class, I will give you a test of that exercise. Don't learn the exercise.
Ma'am,
Ji, ji.
ma'am,
Okay.
chapter 2.
Chapter 3. Yes. Yes, students. Chapter 3. Okay. Anyone else who has a question? Please raise your hands. Raise your hands if you have any question, especially regarding today's topic. Okay, good. Okay, but still, if because my time is going to end, if any one of you have any question, you can ask me, dear students. Okay, who is there? I can't have the name, but okay, I have unmute this student. Yes. Yes, who is there?
Ma'am, Arib.
Sorry? Ji, beta.
Arib.
Arib is there.
Ma'am,
Okay,
ma'am,
okay, beta. Ji, Arib.
ma'am,